my highlight sections of the race. So you know what I say all the time before we come in. At this point in time, it still may be good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thanks for checking in with Wolfpack Performance Talk Podcast. And let's get this shit on the road as long as YouTube will participate, because lately YouTube has not been participating. And it's been getting on my damn nerves just like it is now. I mean, I don't know what the fuck's going on. It pissing me off. Like, it's showing me right here that we not on. I'm telling you, YouTube is going to piss me off. So hopefully, what is going on with YouTube, man? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear and see me okay? Because at this point in time, YouTube is acting like you can't hear or you can't see me okay. If you can hear me, then I'm just going to go on regardless of what they're showing me. Because right now they're showing me that we're not on. Okay, well, forget it. I'm just going to go. YouTube is what it is. I'm just going to go. So listen, first off, I'm going to say this. First we're going to get to the good things. We're going to get to these good things. Let's go ahead and salute Ill Will was in Kickback Quality Trivia yesterday, and he won. All right, he ended up edging it out at the very end. So we are going to spin for him to go ahead and get his gift card. All right, we're going to spin for him to get his gift card. All right, so his gift card, he had the opportunity of winning Quality Kickback Trivia, and I will spin for him to get a $25 or a $50 gift card. I will then make that notation. He will contact me, and I will send it out to him. You too can win the $25 or $50 gift card if you go ahead and participate in Quality Kickback Trivia. So let's not waste any time. Let's kick this wheel off, and see what Ill Will get. Boom! A $25 gift card is what it's going to be. Ill Will's going to get a $25 gift card. So I'm going to make sure I send that Ill Will, and make sure you get with me so that we can get you that gift card. Send me your shipping address, and I will send it out to you, all right? Send me your shipping address, and I will send it out to you. $25 gift card will go out to Ill Will. So big congratulations to him for that. So now we can go ahead and get to the business and get into everything that just took place today. That is what we can do. So first off, I'm going to say this. The race lightweight was boring. It was lightweight boring because there was little action aside from what transpired between the Ferrari situation, Aston Martin, Mercedes, and maybe us paying attention to some of the younger drivers or the newer drivers to the grid to kind of see where they would line up. All right. But my first problem is Jeremy damn Clarkson. Why in the hell are we talking to Jeremy Clarkson? By the way, right after this, we're going to have a Wolves Den for like 30 minutes. I got to do some yard work, but we're still going to have a Wolves Den. So right after we get off this live, I don't need to make a post. All Wolfpack family members pour into the Discord, and I'm going to jump off a Wolves Den for like 30 minutes before I got to go out here, do yard work, and get the baby to the track for some practice. So Jeremy Clarkson, somebody who has already been in situations about racial discrimination. He's been suspended from his network or his previous network over 5 times and sued for hundreds of thousands of damn pounds. Why is Brundle talking to Jeremy Clarkson in this situation? Like, there's no need to even talk to this guy with all the shit that he's had in the loom since he's been there. I didn't even agree with that. Like, that's somebody you could have just went right by, honestly, given his rap sheet. Somebody who has racial discrimination on their rap sheet has been sued for assaulting a producer on the show and been suspended from his network multiple times. What the hell are you thinking, Brundle? For real, what are you thinking? The mechanic, I agree, it was boring. It was boring. But there are some things that we can definitely take from this race and consider it. Now, I did a video earlier on Mercedes. You can go check that out. I got some pros and cons with that situation. But damn it, I want to know, why is it that Lance already running wide on a formation lap? Like, what is that, bro? How you running wide on a formation lap? We're not even talking about the race. We're not even talking about really even practice. We talking about just going around the track to warm your tires up so you can get into your spot on the grid Lance is already running wide. Now, is this because of his wrist? I don't know, because Lance ran wide more than a few times, or at least a few times in this race. So I don't know why he's running wide, but I could tell you this. For Lance to run wide and then be driving with a broke wrist, and we already pretty much know the driver that Lance Stroll has shown us that he is, this speaks abundantly great, or at least not great. This speaks abundant amounts of praise to the AMR 23. Aston Martin have landed in a good spot this season, and their drivers will benefit from that, unlike some other teams on the grid. And one of those teams is Mercedes. Another one of those teams is obviously McLaren. Another one of those teams, which they pretty much cemented it today, that they likely will be in a similar situation as last season, is Ferrari. But then, first lap off the race, Lance Stroll again, running into his own damn teammate. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this right now. And this is why I do, and this is why I take the positions I take. If that had been Lewis Hamilton that ran into Alonso, like they had a collision last season, when really that was a racing incident, honestly. Even if you wanted to blame it on Hamilton, it wasn't as egregious as your own damn teammate running into the back of you. If that was Lewis Hamilton, people would have went crazy. They would have had all types of disrespectful things to say. They would have had all types of damn remarks to say. They would have had all types of degrading things to say. But they didn't, because it's Lance Stroll, so you're going to have some funnies, but nowhere near. And this is why I give y'all that smoke. This is why y'all keep coming back to the platform, because y'all hate what I say, because it gets in your brain, it gets in your little heart, and I damn near know how to attack it. This is why I tell you what I tell you. But if you listen to me on multiple episodes, you'll see that I give credit when credit is due, and I have the mindset to understand the dynamics of Formula One and what it takes as far as a team, a driver, and a car. But it is you who like to damn do the double standard when it comes to Lewis Hamilton and only credit the car. But then when I credit the car, then it's a problem. I'm not giving somebody respect. Well, think about the bullshit that you always say. Like, come on, for real. For real. I see we got a super chat. Black-hearted Mad Dog says, I'm sorry, man. I'm not putting myself through this. Another year of this. 2023 is looking like it's a wrap already. Lewis Hamilton is the greatest, but Merck dropping the ball again. Red Bull so far ahead, it's not even funny. And he's not lying. And we're going to get to that. Red Bull have developed a monster of a car. No pun intended to the Red Bull energy drink. Sylvia Wick, even though I know Sylvia ain't feeling today, she still just blessed somebody with a Wolfpack membership. And let's see who gets that membership. It's going to tell us in the live chat who has been blessed with that membership. Let's see who's going to get it. Well, when it comes up, I'll read it. So let me go on with my notes. So then, one lap, off the lap, Hamilton gets 2 spots from 7 to 5. Max automatically right there starts stretching out his lead over 2 seconds. And I mean, we only in lap 4. Lap 4, he's already pretty much 2 seconds ahead of the nearest car. Lap 5, Aston grouped together at 7-8 behind Mercedes. OG Zilla, RB looking like 2014 Mercedes. Hey, they looking solidly strong right now. Solidly strong. And I'm going to get to some points on that as well. People, don't be mad at me for telling the truth. Don't be mad at me for using my eye test and just telling you what I saw. I don't, if you agree with it, I'm cool with that. But just telling you. So then, Russell held the fastest lap 7. Now let's talk about 8. Gasly at this point in time was not looking good in comparison to Ocon. That later soon changed. Ocon went shopping for time penalties like he was at Costco, like he was at Sam's Club, like he was at BJ's, like he was at a supermarket sweep. You can run through here and get as many time penalties as you want, Ocon. Just run through all. You got 30 seconds to run through this time penalty store and get as many time penalties as you can. Ocon spent the race in the pit lane for time penalties. What did he end up having, like over 20 seconds worth of time penalties? I mean, damn. Now, I don't know where this friendship, this dynamic, this teammate situation is going to go, but I can guarantee you there's going to be some side-eye slight looks. But guess what? It ain't nobody's fault but your damn own. It's your own fault. Now, the first incident that happened, like in the grid, I can understand, like, his car, it really just shook a bit due to the shift change. Maybe the sensor tripped, but if the sensor tripped off that, I really don't agree with Ocon catching that penalty. It's not like his car rolled forward beyond the line, the stripe, or whatever that case may have been. Now, if something else comes out later, then I'll go ahead and respond to that. But as right now, from what I saw in the race, I don't think he should have got that penalty. Calvin Martin, glad car better, but now seeing this W14 in action, they need to drop the no side pod. They still have a chance to win a championship. We're going to get into that. So, lap 9, Russell is basically asking for team orders for he and Hamilton to switch places. Basically, he's asked for team orders. You all know how I feel about this. If you indeed have the pace to overtake, whether it's your teammate or an opposing driver, just do it. The only thing that you should be able to expect from your teammate is that they give you the space to go through cleanly. If you have the pace to overtake your teammate, regardless if that's Lewis Hamilton or Fernando Alonso or anybody else, do it. Like I say again, the only thing that you should expect from between us as teammates, that if I see you getting ready to make that move and I legitimately know you got the pace, I'm going to make space for you to go through cleanly and at least not to ruin my race as much as possible to fall victim to the chasing car behind you. That's what I'm going to do. Russell did not have that pace, and I think later on what Russell may have realized is, yes, Lewis Hamilton is a bit more smarter than you in the situation of understanding that these tires are not holding on like we think. And I really honestly believe Russell's let through would have been short-lived, because we saw in race pace, if you look at the chart, Russell ended up 7th, damn near a full second and 1.5 seconds behind Lewis Hamilton. Like, Russell, come on now. We talking about he's behind Lewis Hamilton, unable to get by Stroll. So it's not like Russell's pace was super duper fast. Spider R35 says, hopefully with Red Bull, man, I'm going to read this, brother. Hopefully with Red Bull's reduction of wind tunnel time, the other cars can develop and close the gap later in the season. The AMR 23 looking really good. Listen, I said this before this season. I said this when they gave Red Bull the penalty. I said this when they negotiated the penalty with Red Bull like it was not really a penalty, that the reduction in wind tunnel time was not going to impact Red Bull as to the point that other teams would close the gap that soon, because the RB18 was already far beyond developed than any other car on the grid. Maybe less marginal with Ferrari, but Ferrari can't get out of their own damn way. I said this much. No, it's not going to be enough. Either these teams will have developed enough to catch Red Bull because of pure merit on development, or they will not. Or they will not. It's the first race of the season, and it's way too early to tell, although an indication like we just saw today would have you think that Red Bull's going to run away with it. I mean, I'm not mad at you for that. But it's still the first race. Now, I'm not the type of person to say, okay, you say the first race, then the sixth race. No, if the sixth race comes and it still looks like this, it's going to be a dark 2023, but a very bright season for Max Verstappen. And so long as no funny shit happens, no cost cap shit happens, no illegal parts are found, 2023 may be Max Verstappen's season to go free and clean, to be awarded and deemed the world champion without any clouds looming. It's no secret that they got the best car, but still, Max has to drive that car. And you can't tell me a time in history where a world champion has won with a shitbox car. Not that I know of. If you can tell me that, show me. Show me a world champion that's won the world champions, and especially back-to-back, and had a shitbox car. Show me a world champion that's won the championship with a car that was 5 to 6 tenths off the top of any other car leading up front. You're not going to probably be able to do that. If you can, I salute you. I want to see the data, and I will do an episode damn near saluting the fact that this driver won world championships with a car that was 6 tenths slower than the rest of the field. Show me that. Or at least 6 tenths slower than the top 4 cars. Show me that. It takes a good, solid, great made car, a good or great driver, and a good or great team to be dominant year, and year after year. It takes a team to at least have a season where they ended up with a good car, they got a great or good driver, and they got a great or good team to win, period. It needs all three. Now, you could win with a lack driver, a superior car, and a good team. That's for certain. That is for certain. All right, we see this right now with Alonso. Alonso is damn near going to creep up on 2 decades without damn smelling a championship. Today, we get to see Alonso make a podium. Do you think that's because Alonso's so great? 2 championship Alonso, so great? Or do you think what changed was the team and the car that Alonso had at his disposal? So you cannot use one thing to strike down Lewis Hamilton and use that very same thing to credit another driver. If Lewis Hamilton only won 7 world titles because the car and the team, then Alonso's only right now showing that he is damn having a reemergence because of the car and the team. If Lewis Hamilton only won 7 world titles because of the car and team, Max Verstappen only has 2 titles right now because of the car and the team. This is what I'm saying to you idiots that do that. This is what I'm saying to you. So when you come and say, oh, you discredit Alonso and Max, but you praise Lewis. If you listen to me, you'd understand that I make jokes of you because you'd use the double standard. But Red Bull on their shit. I like the development. I like the RB18. I like the RB19. I like cars. Don't get it twisted, but I don't like Max Verstappen. But I still can commend what he does and what he's doing. Just like I can give Alonso his props for what he did in testing, for what he did in quali and free practice, and for what he did today in the race. OG Zilla, I can't remember the last time an engine supplier team get beat out by one of the teams they supply. And here's a point to that, OG Zilla. Think about that. Same power unit, right? What's different? Think about that. The mechanic, I see you. Hold on, I got you. The mechanic, I got a few super chats I'm finna get through. Mary Beanie will be on me. The mechanic was surprised Lewis couldn't pass Sainz. I wasn't. I wasn't surprised that Lewis couldn't pass Sainz because I was sure that the Mercedes were not quite there. This was going to be the make or break to prove to me if Mercedes as a team and as development had went ahead and made substantial progress to at least rival Ferrari. When I saw the battle between Lewis Hamilton and Alonso and the AMR 23, as OG Zilla said, with the same power unit, I knew then that there was going to be a situation right there. That Mercedes was looking at being damn 5 and 6 at best. At this point in time, it's the first race, though. They got a lot of things to change. They may have learned some things, and there's some areas that they need to pay attention to. But it could be very well that the slim down side pod concept could be the issue. But I'm not quite leaning toward that just yet until I see them react to what they had today. All right? All right, let's go with the next super chat. Messica, what's up, Messica, bro? I contacted you. I need you to give me 2 shirt sizes so I can send your shirt out, so I can send R33, Z33 shirt out, and so I can send Samaj Imagery shirt out. I need you to give me at least 2 sizes, bro. I got your shipping address. I need 2 size choices. It's great to see the family back. Messica, how you doing, my brother? He says Mercedes needs to stop polishing this turd. Time to copy Red Bull like Aston Martin and take the penalty. Hey, I made a video earlier talking to this. It's not a bad remark to say, right? You polishing a turd, or you trying to put powdered sugar on dog shit, or, you trying to put icing cake on a boo-boo cake. It might very well be. Now, necessarily doesn't mean they need to copy Red Bull or Ferrari. No. What it means is they need to develop a concept that will indeed control the wake pattern enough to where it's not impacting the rear tires or causing drag, and it needs an undercut because evidently that aerodynamic development has proved successful. All right. It's one of the things Ferrari doesn't have is an extreme undercut as Red Bull, but they're being successful. So their philosophy and Mercedes may indeed need to change on the side pods. Now, not necessarily do they need to copy and paste Red Bulls. Well, I talked about that in the video, so you can check that out. But definitely good remark, Mesker, and it's good to see you back. Mesker will leave some of the greatest shade tree super chats that you will ever see in here. They are great at it. Nall's good at it. Maria's good at it. And Freaks Dog's Flair is about to come forth up on that. Blackhearted Mad Dog. Russell thinks because he beat Lewis last year by the small margin, which, by the way, Lewis made more sacrifices with that car than he did. That's facts. He needs to check himself and remember who the leader is. That is also facts. And I talked about that in another video, right? Mercedes is going to need to do what Red Bull and other teams do. And that is clearly and distinctly tell you are the number one and your ass is number two. Max is the leader. Perez, you do what we need you to do. Mercedes need to make sure that Russell understands this at this point in time. Lewis Hamilton finished in front of Russell. There's been plenty of times last season where his race pace was better, and Lewis Hamilton took the bulk and the load of the work in order to let Russell enjoy his season at Mercedes and do what he did. And luckily, fortunately, not luckily, he got a race win out of it. Next super chat. I got you. I'm coming up. Got a few more to get through. Let me see. Rambro88, what's going on, bro? Is Danny Rick looking like a smart one for leaving McLaren when he did? They did improve like we thought. Hey, I don't think Daniel Ricciardo looks smart since he left Renault. I don't. And some people might even debate Red Bull. But I definitely think Renault was his mistake. BWT Alpine right now is that team. I think had Daniel stayed there, he might still be on the grid and likely have a better career than he did, career run than he did at McLaren. So yeah, I don't know if he's looking real smart right now because, I mean, his race pace was sad last season in comparison to Lando. So I still think those problems reside with Daniel, but McLaren is not looking great right now. That's for sure. You got a for sure point on that. Musa, what's going on? Why the surprise about Aston and Red Bull? They breached. Another valid point, and we're also going to be waiting to see, because that is factual. What Musa's saying is a factual situation. Some people are going to say, you talking about old shit. You're still talking about a ripple as far as breaching the cost cap financially that continues on. Like that ripple continues on. Whatever they managed to get as an advantage over their competitors, that ripple still is continuing on through 2023. Now that penalty, initially, that penalty was supposed to be upward of 20 million and 20-something% are way more reduction of wind tunnel time. How they keep going back and forth and negotiate a lower penalty for some shit, like that was crazy to me. But yeah, Musa makes a point right there as well. Robert Ravelli, come with me. My brother, I'm hurt right now. Can't believe we are the fourth slowest team. It's about to be a long season, but I'm here for it. You got to be here for it. You don't have to be, but I commend you if you are. I mean, I told you all this. If you go back and watch Quality Kickback, I was excited to see top teams interchange, right? Although some of those teams in this race day may not be the team that you support, it's still a chance that this season could be a very good season. I'm going to taper off of great based on what we saw today, but I still think it could be a very good season, even if Red Bull leads the way. Not every race, maybe Alonso pops in, maybe Lewis Hamilton, Russell pop in, maybe Sainz, Leclerc pop in. That still could be a good season, and I think we have a lot to watch in the mid-pack with Williams doing an awesome job today. Albon ending up the first race in points for Williams. Logan Sargent 2 spots behind. All right? In front of De Vries and Piastri, although Piastri had to go out still. There are some things to see here. I mean, just look at that. I think there are things that we can take and really still enjoy the season. Let me see who else we got. We got another super chat. I think we do. Where is it? I got you. These things going by fast. Dario, just Dario. I ain't mad at the performance of the W14. The tire strategy was questionable. And I got a note on that, Dario. Matter of fact, we get to it right now. Why in the first race are we already having a disagreement between Lewis and Mercedes about tire strategy? Aren't we through this shit already? Did we not already go through this last season? This is one thing that should be ironed out right now. I do not want to hear a plethora of radio messages between Mercedes and their drivers about questionable tire strategies. I don't. Like, if you can't even get that right, I'm going to question if you are still the polished, resilient team that I have thought to you to be in order to develop this car. If you can't even develop race day strategies on a consistent basis, if you can't even get sub 3-second pit stops on a consistent basis, Dario, that's a very valid point. Massacre, medium. I also am happy I don't have to simp for Haas since Mick is at a Mercedes. Hey, you know what? You just consolidated your support, right? With Mick going to Mercedes, now Mesker doesn't really have to go for Haas because he was going for Haas because of Schumacher, and he stayed riding with him too. He did. Sometimes Mesker might put a hit out on you if you said something bad about Schumacher and Haas. Now, if you said Haas first, he probably really didn't give a damn. But if you said Schumacher and Haas, he might put a hit out on you. But yes, I think you are correct about that. I really do. You consolidated. I want to see what happens with Mick's career going forward. I don't want to see him consistently remain to be a reserve driver. Hopefully he gets another seat. Remember, he is also in tangent with McLaren, so we'll see what happens. Walter Shavers, maybe we'll see Alonso actually race Red Bull instead of helping them out. You know what? That's a good point, and I'm gonna get to that a little bit later in the notes, Walter, because you bring up something very nicely said there, buddy. Derwin Hill, appreciate that super sticker, bro. Bravo to you. And also, y'all should have seen the picture that I posted of the first race day waffles. If they were peanut butter and chocolate. And by the way, right now, before I read this other super chat, let me just tell you, we got a new VIP member. And I want to congratulate the new VIP member. You see the box is missing, right? Because I already started packing they shit up. That new VIP member is G5 MDS. We flying. Welcome to the VIP member ranks, bro. He's also a Wolfpack Performance YouTube channel fam, and he's also in the Discord. Give me your shipping address for your VIP box, sir. I'm going to pack up your VIP Wolfpack podcast shirt, which you already earned, and I'm going to pack up your Performance Talk shirt or your Just Build It shirt, which you will have in there next, and get your box shipped out to you. For real. Hats still need to come in. They're supposed to be on Monday, so boxes hopefully will go out next week. Mary Beanie, G5 MDS, we flying. And I think we got one more. I think that's it, but I got other podcast shirts to ship out. So big shout out to G5 MDS. Let's go ahead and salute him in the chat. I don't know if he's in here, but let's just go ahead and at least salute him in the chat. He's not in here right now because he would have came up. Big ups to you, bro. So yeah, so let's get on with the rest of this. Derwin, big shout out for that super sticker. So next, the next super chat, OG Zilla. I'm happy for Williams. Big step up from last year. Completely big step up from last year. Completely big step up from last year. They did an awesome job last year. Not last year, this year. They did an awesome job at the first race, at least. Let's see how it goes. And remember what I said in earlier videos, testing, quali. If Williams can manage to put both cars in points, or at least the car in points, more races than not, that is a substantial progress and increase for them. And I think that's going to be awesome. I think that's going to be an awesome thing for them. So big shout out to them. So now let's get into the next super chat. And it is, let me see who we got right here. G5 MDS flying, you here. Big shout out, bro. Big shout out to you, new VIP fan, man. I'm glad that you finally earned it. It's yours, sir. So just make sure you get me your shipping address. And I think you already got me a shirt size, but just in case, give me 2 shirt sizes again so I can make sure that if I got one or the other, I can get you in there. New Year's same Ferrari from Spider R35 running out of parts already. That's a damn shame. What is Ferrari doing? What are they doing right now? They clowning right now. The mechanic, Merck made a mistake saving tires with Alonso. Woo, that could be, I could see that. Ola BC, what's up? Merckx has been too stubborn with the concept Forget to win the 2023 championship with that car. Hey, Merc have been stubborn with more things than the concept. I was just hoping for them that the concept wouldn't be one of those things we could add to their stubborn pile. One thing we definitely know they were stubborn with last season was strategy. When things changed in the race, they didn't want to change the strategy, and they shot themselves in the foot. Next thing we got, Racer Reem said, going to be a good season. Merc still might do some things. And that's correct, Racer Reem. I said the same thing this much earlier. It's literally the first race. And I don't even think, do we got a race next week, or we got a break already coming up like multiple times this month. So I don't have a break because baby will have her first race coming up. But Racer Reem, you're right. It's way too early to start really counting them out. 70 Dodge Man, never been fair weather fan. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. Nothing wrong with that at all. You can still ride with Mercedes or whatever your team is and still be completely honest and objective about what you see from your team. I always tell my competitors, listen, the one thing you could do wrong is not fairly analyzing your competition. If you mentally keep telling yourself that currently in the state that you're competing in is better than somebody who's outperforming you, then you're lying to yourself. And if you're lying to yourself, you're holding yourself back from making progress, from changing up your training protocol, from understanding what you need to do to be better so that you can compete and win. You have to be objective. You have to be honest with yourself and analyzing your competitors in comparison with your performance. You have to in order to make progress. So nothing wrong with being a straight concrete fan, but be very honest about what you see with your teams and or around your teams. So next super chat, let me see who we got so I don't miss anybody. New Year Saint Ferrari got you on there. G5 MDS, yes sir, you the new VIP member. And Mr. J, welcome to the party. Race takeaways, Red Bull still fastest, facts. Ferrari doing Ferrari things, facts. Aston Martin made it come up, facts. And Merc got a work to do. Facts. That man laid down quadruple facts. Everything Mr. J just said are facts. Those are all facts. We heard Lewis Hamilton say this much on the radio as he pulled into Parc Ferme. These are just facts. So I'm gonna go into this. Lap 10, Gasly pits Alpine, 3.7 seconds. He's on hard. I figure they going for the long stretch. All right. Lap 12. Maybe now, like I said, Russ would understand what Lewis Hamilton was doing on the soft tires, as we saw the soft tires kind of fall off, and we saw this also through testing and qualifying. And then lap 13, a plethora of things happened. Hamilton pits, Russell pits 14, Oscar Piastri is out of the race. They changed the steering wheel. It doesn't work. He's out. Lap 15, Max come in and pits, and the majority of the field goes on hard tires at that point in time to make a stint of the race. Later on, we'll see that they change. Lap 22, Perez has the fastest lap. Lap 24, Williams started to really impress me as legitimately probably going to make a run at being a competitive midfield team. Derwin Hill, our grudge races have more action than the real F1 races. That's a fact. Wolfpack Epic Grudge Racing Series, come see us. When Formula One go on their breaks, we will have the Grudge Racing Series here. If you compete, if you race on Xbox, PlayStation, or PC, you can participate in those races. If we found out that you in here wrecking people and just being a spoiler, I'm going to kick your ass out. But have fun and come chill with us. Everybody that's in the Discord, if you're a family member, let me know so I can add you to the drivers club in the Discord group so you can communicate with other drivers as far as tech, rig setups, and more. Dean Too Cool. Dean Too Cool says the W14 handled well today. It did. On the toughest surfaces of the season, that's a very good point. Mercedes will catch Aston by Baku. Woo-hoo-hoo. Making some predictions. Ferrari got the pit stops right, but now have to solve the power issue. Red Bull and the FIA Mafia ties. Listen, Ferrari did get the pit stop right. Let's give them that. Fred definitely showed, at least in the first race, that shouldn't be an issue. Hopefully it won't. But this reliability situation seems like it's going to be a continuation from last season to this season, and that's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. Not at all. When you got your number one driver sitting on the side of the first race due to the same bull crap that handicapped him when he was leading a few races last season, that's not buying a lot of damn confidence from him in you as a team. It's not. And right now, Ferrari's on a make it, prove it season with Leclerc before he ends up going somewhere else. Just being real. Dave, keep the faith. Hamilton will make himself number one on the track. None through radio. Ferrari did a Ferrari 200 likes. I gifted sub Red Bull second gear currently. I ain't mad at that, Dave. I'm not mad at that at all, man. So listen, Ocon ranked up penalties. Lap 26, Perez makes a move on Leclerc. And I thought when Perez made this move on Shaw, that Shaw would actually end up employing the same strategy he did against Max at this very same track, utilizing to kind of let him through easy without losing too much pace, and then capitalize off the DRS detection and have DRS to then overtake and try to run out of there. It didn't look the same. And maybe it didn't look the same because we later saw that his car failed. And that maybe it had something to do with it. Maybe it didn't. Sylvia Witt Kelly, Tyrese C. Blue Diva, she is your Discord moderator. That is correct. Thank you very much, Sylvia Witt Kelly. So listen, lap 29, and big shout out to your family, Sylvia. Big shout out to you for doing the awesome things that you do for your family, for real, and what you do for the platform and being here. I really appreciate you. Wiry Supreme, I added you to the Drivers Club in the Discord, so you should see all of that. So lap 29, Max is in front, but he seemed to have some tire struggles, but I think everybody those tires kind of fell off on everybody. Samaj imagery. The power shift came from Merc being complacent and too powerful. Prideful. Yeah, it does happen, right? Like you sit at the top and where you think nobody's going to touch you. And I think they slowed down on development and kind of just went into it. And then they got so free, yo, we're just going to try this shit. Like it looks good. Like it's going to look different. We're going to do it. And they screwed themselves probably. They probably screwed themselves. Still too early to tell, but maybe so. Lap 31, like I said, we get into the disagreement with Lewis Hamilton and his pit wall as far as tire strategy. Russ pits and got a 2.5 second on Hard's pit. That's not a bad pit stop. And I would like for Mercedes to at least be within that range on a consistent basis of 2.5, 2.7, something like that seconds. Also, we got another supercharge. Robert Ravelli, come with me. It was funny hearing Max complain about his car already being 7. Man, thank you. 7 seconds until lap. Max and Alonso are so similar, it ain't funny. And we're going to get to that, man. But Max was complaining about his car. He was complaining about having some type of lockup issues. And I would just like to say, if indeed this was very factual and true, the RB18, that would speak more to the car and development of that team doing what they've done. If you in the RB19 can have a mechanical glitch throughout a race, tires falling off, yet still finish the race damn near 10 plus seconds in front of the rest, that speaks highly of the car, which I don't know why people don't understand this. It's okay to like Max. It's okay to give Max credit. But let's just be real. The RB19 is a rocket ship then, and it still is one now. And if you can have mechanical glitches, lockup issues with a car, and still be stretching the grid out, come on, man, be for real. Do you think Max is willing mechanical glitches to damn do better than? No, he's not. The car is that strong. Nothing's wrong with saying that. Keep it real. Be for real. Right now, the car is damn near boo-boo over at Mercedes. We see this very same dynamic now happening with Alonso and Stroll. Do you all think Stroll improved his driving among broken wrists? Do you all think after 17 years or more that Alonso hasn't done shit, all of a sudden he's a greater driver? No, he got in a car that is a better car than he's probably had, and plus it's helping him out. There's a curve there. Well, I don't know why people can't just be real about that. It's okay. It's okay. And it's okay if you hate me for it. Dean Too Cool. Send it. Let's Go Racing F122. I feel you. D Delta X-Ray Sierra 0597. Military Alpha. Let's go. All right. I got also then. Listen, people get so overly excited to be around Lewis Hamilton. It ain't funny. It's not a game. It's really real, and it's kind of sad. Lap 37, Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso ended this whole battle, and I got to say, probably the most action that you saw in this race as far as wheel-to-wheel driving, other than the Leclerc and Perez situation, was with Lewis and Alonso. Alonso was so excited, so beyond himself. He probably jizzed on himself about the fact that he could be around Lewis Hamilton. I get to be around Lewis since McLaren, and I don't have to pay people to sabotage his car. He literally lost control of the car, delaying what he was going to do later on. They get so excited. And it's the same thing with people that watch Lewis. You really like Lewis so much that you don't know how to deal with it, so you hate him. That's really what it is. Alonso really loves and likes Lewis so much because he wish he was better than him, but he's not. He's in a better car right now. And you can't tell me that if Lewis Hamilton, because he's proven it, was in the AMR 23, that he wouldn't be outdoing Alonso. Yes, he would. So would Max Verstappen. Yes, he would. Alonso's in a better machinery, and he's a good driver. He's a 2-time world champion. He's the crash gate king, all right? But he can drive. He has the fundamentals, and he has the technical know-how in order to navigate a car. But just like Max, when Alonso gets around Lewis Hamilton, he loses his shit. And that's what we saw. And it's pitiful, but it happened. But still, that action between them, or that driving, was still some of the best action that you had in this race, which doesn't speak a lot about the overall race. But like I said, every race is not going to be exciting. I don't want to see wrecks, but to see, overtakes and close battles. I also would like to say I think the car's a bit more closer, besides for, Red Bull, a bit more closer this season, which shows the gap is closing up. Teams are developing. Some teams are developing in questionable directions than others, but hey, it is happening. Let me get in here. Next super chat. Next, Dean Too Cool, send it. Got that one. There was another super chat. Let me see what we got. OG Zilla, time to go 100 meters over, 100 million over budget. Yeah, they better do something. Millies. I mean, if all you gonna get is a bullshit penalty, you might as well smash that like button, support the channel. Sylvia Witt Kelly ain't lying. Like, why y'all come in the Wolfpack house and don't hit the like button? You come in here, you stay in here, you get to talk your shit in the comments, because if you're not really fam, you're not in the live chat, you can at least hit the like button. It don't cost you nothing. Like, come on, be for real. Be for real. You stay in here this long because you don't mind the content. You watch the videos and you comment whether you hate or like me because you don't mind the content, or you come to it and it does something for you. At least you could just hit the like button. Thank you very much, people. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for hitting the like button. It's okay. Sometimes you can come in, you forget. Like, I just want to hear what the hell you got to say. I'm not mad at it because I want to hear what y'all got to say, which is why I read this shit, because I like your opinions. Y'all offer good perspective and y'all offer good arguments. And I like that. I like seeing that. So then 42, Leclerc falls out. He don't fall out. His car falls out. And I'm telling y'all right now, Ferrari better indeed get their stuff together. They better get it together, because Mercedes is not the only team that should be in a hot spot. Ferrari is also in the hot spot. And we're about to end this because I'm going to stop shortly and we're going to go over into the Wolves Den on Discord. If you don't have access, it's because you're not a Wolfpack family member of the channel, or you haven't set it up yet. But that's where we're going in the next couple of minutes. We'll be in a Discord. I'm going to start it up as soon as I get off here. So don't wait, Wolfpack fan. We're going right over there because I'm about to close it up right here. Ocon gets another 15-second time penalty he got to serve. Alonso was hella annoying on the radio. He was hella annoying on radio. He was so gandy and on winning opioids about one passing Lewis Hamilton, which they asked earlier, had drivers peed on themselves in the car. I think Alonso jizzed on himself and peed on himself because he was so happy, like a new puppy just scratching itself, about being able to be around Lewis Hamilton and then pass Lewis Hamilton and then got podium. Rightfully so, you got a podium. Like, it's been something that you haven't experienced a lot in a long time. So I'm not mad at that, but his radio message was so like cringeworthy. Oh, where's Lance? Where the hell you think Lance is? He's behind you. Why are you asking dumb shit? Why are you asking dumb questions? You know Lance is cars behind you, Alonso. Stop trying to act like you trying to be a team player. Like, I want my teammate with me. I want Lance to be with me so I can hug him on the podium. Come on, Alonso. Stop playing us. Come on, bro. You stop the shenanigans. His radio message was so cringeworthy. It wasn't funny. I was so tired of hearing Alonso on radio. It was good. It was because I could tell in his voice, it really wasn't sincere. It was just him being in a euphoria of, I'm about to be on podium. Oh, God. I'm about to be on podium. He was that excited in the car. He couldn't help himself on the radio. He was that excited, but big shout out to him for real. I would be that damn excited if I hadn't gotten a podium in damn near 20 or gotten even a race win in 20 some odd years. I mean, he's been on, I would be excited too. I'm not mad at Alonso for that, but trust me, I ain't going to be gandy as shit like he was for real. It was annoying. Even the commentators said it was annoying. They were like, I mean, what the hell is he doing right now? So, hey, I'm going to say this, Williams. Looking for more from you. I think it is fair for us to also check out and look at the fact that if the results of the race in Bahrain, to see that I mean, Max Verstappen 25 points, Sergio 18. So Red Bull collect hella 5 points as a constructor. Even Aston Martin collecting good points as a constructor. 20 some odd points, I believe 24 points right there for them. And then Carlos bringing in the only lonely 12 points, and Lewis Hamilton and Russell managing to put 16 points together between them. But Alex Albon at least bringing 1 point to Williams. And if you look at where Williams was, well, not Russell, but Albon finishes 10th. Logan Sargent finishes 12th outside of points. But look at where he finished in comparison to the other drivers that came in this season with him. De Vries finished 14th. He's 3 spots behind Yuki, which Yuki's trying to make a statement. He's on a make or break year. And although De Vries did what he did with Williams and then did what he did in testing, he didn't simulate that in a race day, and Yuki did. So shout out to Yuki for that. And De Vries is going to come up. It's just his first race, his second race really, but first race with the new team. So I'm not holding him on that. Nico Hulk probably didn't do everything y'all thought he was going to do to K-Mag. K-Mag finishes damn the 2 positions in front of him at 13. And then you got Lando finishes 17th, but then we had Piastri go out. So Logan Sargent and Williams definitely showing his ability to be a good driver and probably a good pickup for Williams. And I like it. I do like it. So I'm looking forward to that. So anyway, we are out of here. That is the first finale lap of 2023. There will be more. Maybe we'll pop champagne bottles. I can tell you this, we still going to have race day waffles, still going to have honey buns at qualifying, and I'm still going to see y'all later. Everybody from the Wolves family, go over right now to the Discord group. We're going to spend about 30 minutes in there talking about how you felt today. Remember, raise your hand in the comment section. I'll pick on you, and let's try not to talk over each other. This is Jay from Wolfpack Performance Podcast. I'm out. Peace.